Okay, so this is where we dissect, where we look at some of the vocabulary, 6 expressions, based on this video to get a bit of a deeper understanding with the idea that you can understand it better and therefore use it. Assimilate is the word we use in language training. Let's jump in. Okay, so let's take a look at clip number 1. Something cheap and convenient. Yes, a delicacy. Delicacy. Be careful with the pronunciation of this one. This one is easy when you know, and maybe you can make a few connections. So delicacy meaning, as we can see here, a rare or expensive food, normally associated with food, highly desirable and sophisticated. Thinking a little bit of Spanglish and Ital-English, it would be something exquisite. Maybe we can make a connection with that, with the place where you can buy these exquisite foods. Perhaps it could be a high class, a high-end deli, delicatessen. More words stolen from the French as usual, but yes, delicacy meaning something exquisite. French connection again, connected to food. Clear enough?
Just 1,400 miles from the American border, the shadow of communism was looming dangerously large.
Yes, looming large, having this threatening presence. So you might know Loom, Fruit of the Loom, a famous brand of t-shirts. Nothing to do with it. This is connected to the verb to loom, meaning, having this dark, oppressive element that looked like it's going to cause some harm, cause some damage, something negative. Some other examples, yes, tax day is coming, it's the end of the year, the end of the financial year. My taxes are looming. It's a bit of a negative thing for me because I hate going through the paperwork. Probably not alone on that one. Another example, I have a trip to the dentist. I hope you can't see the big hole in my mouth. But yes, the trip to the dentist is looming large in my mind. I'm worried about it. I'm stressed about it. It's not a nice thing to happen because it's so expensive.
Watching closely, the United States government was sure of one thing. Communism couldn't be allowed to get a foothold in the Americas. Arbenz had to go.
Yes. These crazy Americans, very obsessed with communism getting a foothold. Quite intuitive, this one, if you take your time to think about it. Think about rock climbing. I could do impressions too. Should move to Paris. Is the idea that you're getting a secure position for further progress, meaning, you put your foot in the rocks and going up to the next level. It's an easy one, right?
Step 2. Assemble a ragtag group of 100 or so mercenaries and stash them on the border.
Okay, we are interested in stash more than ragtag here because in the frequency, ragtag is not very common. However, for the curious-minded, it just means a bit of a random and eclectic group. You can click on it to see the definition. I am more interested in stash. Stash them on the border. Yes, to store or hide is the definition. You can also use it as a noun. I have a secret stash of, and then include your vice here. It could be cigarettes, alcohol, or some dirty magazines. Who knows? Going back to when you were a teenage, obviously. So that's it. That's the idea. Too much information? Yeah, probably.
Step 4. Send a few light aircraft to strafe the capital city and scare everyone into running away.
Okay, strafe. That's a very unusual one. To attack repeatedly with machine gun fire from a low-flying aircraft. It's a war thing, and in fact it comes from the First World War. And the dictionary is saying this is a humorous expression taken from German with, the idea of destroying the cities in England. Humorous, I don't know, perhaps more of a reflection of the British obsession with the war, even so many years later. Get over it, England. But meaning to completely destroy and flatten with bombs, unfortunately, could actually be common vocabulary these days.
Jacobo Arbenz resigned and fled from an army that never even existed.
Run away, run away. Yeah, fled, flee, fled, fled. If you were drilled at school with the verbs, literally to run away. But again, it's got that kind of escaping from something very dangerous element, escaping from the army, for example, or the bad guys, whoever they are in your life. Flee, fled, fled. Be careful with the pronunciation. Way to remember it, by the way, yes, the animal that jumps on your dog and occasionally bites the bottom of your legs is a flea. Same pronunciation. Hope that helps. So if you've made it this far, hopefully you've already figured out the meaning of coup. But yes, be very, very careful with the pronunciation. The P, completely silent. So yeah, coup. Sounds like a pigeon, really. I hope you're enjoying all of these activities. Any feedback is also welcome. And of course, there's always the option to book a session with one of our trainers if you want to practice your speaking skills, which is where the magic really happens, as you probably know.